Equatorial Guinea is a small country located in Central Africa, bordered by Cameroon to the north, Gabon to the east and south, and the Gulf of Guinea to the west. The country gained its independence from Spain on October 12, 1968, and has since been led by a series of authoritarian rulers. Before the arrival of Europeans, Equatorial Guinea was home to a variety of indigenous tribes, including the Bantu peoples. Portuguese explorers were the first Europeans to arrive in the area in the late 15th century, and they established trade relations with the coastal tribes. In the late 18th century, the island of Bioko, then known as Fernando Poo, was annexed by the Spanish, who later claimed the entire territory as a colony. The Spanish brought in large numbers of workers from other African countries to work on plantations and in other industries, leading to a diverse population with a variety of languages and cultures. During the early 20th century, the Spanish government invested heavily in the colony, building infrastructure and encouraging development. In 1959, the Spanish government declared Equatorial Guinea a province of Spain, and granted it limited autonomy. However, independence movements began to gain momentum in the 1960s, and in 1968, Equatorial Guinea became an independent republic. Francisco Macias Nguema, a former civil servant, was elected as the country's first president. Macias quickly established a one-party dictatorship and began to purge his political opponents, leading to widespread human rights abuses and economic mismanagement. By the mid-1970s, Equatorial Guinea had become one of the poorest countries in the world, with much of its wealth controlled by Macias and his inner circle. In 1979, Macias was overthrown in a military coup led by his nephew, Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo. Obiang promised to restore democracy and improve the country's economy, but his regime has been characterized by corruption, repression, and human rights abuses. Despite its oil wealth, Equatorial Guinea remains one of the poorest countries in the world, with most of its population living in poverty. The country's political system remains highly authoritarian, with opposition parties and independent media heavily restricted. In recent years, there has been growing international pressure on the government of Equatorial Guinea to improve its human rights record and move towards greater democracy. However, progress has been slow, and the country remains a major human rights concern.